with sad news. To report something over my career, this is one of the most horrific cases that I have been personally involved with. This is still an active case. I'll put that out first. That we will be limited to what details that we can give, because this is a fluid working case at this moment. Sheriff's Office on October 31st started working a case of a missing person, Ashley Bush. Some sad news, the report that we have found Ashley Bush, who was murdered, in our opinion. We also have found her baby, Valkyrie Grace Willis, who's deceased as well, was found in a separate location. Won't be able to get into details of that. We do have 2 people in custody. This has been a joint case that we've been working with the FBI, Big County Sheriff's Office, and McDonald County, Missouri Sheriff's Office. The 2 people they have in custody right now are Amber Waterman and Jamie Waterman of Jane, Missouri, who are currently being held on kidnapping first-degree charges. We expect further additional charges to come, and I'll let Nathan Smith speak on where we're going with all that.
Well, obviously, our hearts and prayers go out to Ashley's family, and it's a terrible thing. We have been in touch with multiple jurisdictions. It's clear in this case that there are multiple venues, if you will, that would have jurisdiction for the prosecution of this case. I've spoken to our U.S. attorney and going to have conversations going forward with our federal partners to determine which venue is proper to proceed. The investigation still is ongoing. There are some things that we don't know now, and then there are some things that we can't say at the moment since it's ongoing. But at this point, both of these individuals are in custody. I believe their federal charges relate to kidnapping that led to murder. And so there will be certainly overlapping charges as this case goes forward. And so that's kind of where that is. So at this point, if you guys have questions, we'll be happy to answer them.
What's the relationship of Amber and Jamie Waterman?
So at this point, what we believe is that, are they husband and wife?
Yes.
Yeah, they're husband and wife.
And do we believe that Amy was that woman that was called Lucy?
Yes, we believe that Lucy was a fictitious name, an invented persona, and that Amber was the real person.
What was the name of the baby again?
The baby's name was Valkyrie Grace Willis.
Valkyrie Grace Willis?
That's right.
And can you go into more detail about where they were found? How far from that handy stop in Maysville?
Well, at this point, the bodies were recovered in the state of Missouri, and so I won't go any further than that. But they were recovered in Missouri.
We have heard rumors that the Watermans were trying to adopt or struggling to have a child. Is that something that you guys can confirm?
I don't know that.
I do not know that at this point.
I guess talk about, and I know you guys posted like they met online. Kind of talk about the nature of how these 2 met in the relationship, Ashley and the Watermans.
Well, I think that's going to be an ongoing issue. I've certainly, heard things reported on that. And, facts are still developing at this point. Interviews are still being done. So I can't say more beyond that. Then they did meet online. I believe that's already been reported, that they did meet that way. And so that's all I know at this point.
What time and date were the bodies found?
I don't have exact times. They were. I can't give you that information right now to be exact on it. I believe 2 separate days they were found. One yesterday and one today, and I can't really get into details on that at this
Can you
point.
say was Ashley found today and the baby found yesterday? Can you tell us which were found what days?
Baby was found yesterday, and Miss Bush was found today.
How close were they to each other? Proximity?
I don't think we want to get into that. I think that's going to be an investigative detail that's going to become important later.
Can you say whether they cut the baby out or?
We don't want to get into that at this point for investigative reasons. It's still ongoing, and so facts have to be developed. But clearly the baby was not found with the mother.
Do you know what was used to kill both Ashley and the baby?
At this point, what I can say for the mother is we believe at this point investigation leads us to believe that it was a gunshot wound.
Yes.
And so I think beyond that, that's all we can say now.
There's autopsies that will be conducted, and there'll be official reports on that at some point. But like the prosecutor said, we believe the manner of death certainly is probably going to be gun related.
Do you think that each of the two suspects should be charged with 2 counts of murder?
Yeah, well, in Arkansas, if you kill a pregnant woman, then you can be charged with 2 counts of murder. So certainly in the state of Arkansas, I would charge them with 2 counts of homicide. Now, that's all going to have to be worked out jurisdictionally. And it could be, the fact could be that multiple different jurisdictions can bring charges in this case. So if the facts develop as in a way that justifies bringing charges here in Benton County, we would charge in that fact pattern for 2 murders, because you can in the state of Arkansas do that.
Was there any evidence, can you all say that there was an effort to keep the baby alive?
I don't know that. I don't know those details.
So why is Jamie being charged? I know Amber is the one that
Sure.
Beyonce has talked about. Why is Jamie being charged?
Well, at this point, law enforcement have reason to believe that both of them were involved in this crime. And obviously, as the facts play out and the investigation continues, we'll know the extent of that involvement for both of them. But evidence is at this point that there was reason to hold both of them for charges.
When will they be in court?
I'm not sure in federal court in Missouri when they will appear, but I'm sure that will be relatively soon. They'll have to make a bond decision soon.
So they're in the county jail.
Yes.
Do you know if they died in Arkansas or Missouri?
We're still determining that. I think the investigation will lead us there. That's obviously going to be a very important detail in how the case gets charged. At this point, we know that the bodies were found in the state of Missouri. The investigation will help us know exactly where the deaths occurred.
When do you, the jurisdiction issues, when do you expect that to be worked out?
Well, I know that in conversations I've had today, I expect to have phone calls and visit with federal prosecutors in both Arkansas and Missouri in the next several days. And so that may not be a decision we make in a week, but we're certainly going to begin working on it immediately to determine which is the best venue to go forward first.
Do you know if they ever made it to Bentonville? Because the whole thing was a job interview in Bentonville. Did Ashley ever make it there?
I don't know that.
Are there any other people of interest in this case?
No, we believe that we have everyone in custody involved with this, that there's no danger to the public at this time and point. On your other question, we don't believe she went to Bentonville, but like I said before, it's an ongoing investigation. There's a lot of things we have to follow up between here and Missouri. So it will be a working case for a little while, and there's lots of things we need to get answered first.
And where did you arrest Amber and Jamie at?
That was in the state of Missouri.
They were arrested in Missouri.
Any motive at this point, and has the family been notified?
The Ashley's family has been notified. As far as motive, we're just going to have to let that play out with the facts. It's too early to say.
And do you know whether they met any other women, pregnant women?
No, I don't believe so.
Sheriff, you call this incident one of the most horrific you've ever dealt with. Have you guys ever seen an incident like this here in Benton County?
No, I have not.
No.
Just how awful is it that someone would prey on someone online who's needing help and do this?
Well, look, this is just a reminder that there is evil in the world. People do evil things, and that someone would prey upon a pregnant woman, at her most vulnerable state is unimaginable. But, unfortunately, that's the world we live in.
Anything else?
When will you hope to have the autopsy results back?
That usually depends on the backlog they have at the crime lab in terms of getting those things done. So that usually is you get initial reports in a few days. Formal reports take longer, sometimes a few weeks to a couple months to get a formal
Typically,
report.
a homicide investigation will get moved to the front.
Yeah.
In most cases.
Yeah, we'll have initial reports fairly quickly. Formal reports will come later.
Can you guys confirm that they met on social media in a job interview or so? Is there anything you guys can confirm about the Beyonce story?
Yeah, so basically what I know now, based on the information that we know now, I think that is accurate, that it was a meeting online and that it was a job interview that Ashley believed that she was going to. I can confirm that's what the evidence tells us now. Now, what's important to remember is that this is still early, right? We have an obligation to tell the public what we know at this point so they can know that you know, we have unfortunately found them and they were murdered based on the evidence we know now. But it is ongoing, and so facts can change, or our understanding of what the facts are can change based on the investigation. But as I stand here now, I believe that's accurate, that she did believe that she was going to meet someone for help with a job interview.
And has there been any, what happened, because I know she was dropped off for the interview in the morning and she was, seen in the afternoon, any evidence of what might have happened in between those hours?
I don't
We're still sorting through that. We have a lot of facts and information. So it will take us a little while to figure out exactly what happened and where.
And I should also point out, too, saying that people have been arrested for a crime, I also have to point out that they are innocent until proven guilty. So an arrest is not proof of guilt. That will be weighed out in a court of law.
Do you know if there was a struggle?
I don't.
What would you like to tell people who, like this could happen to anyone?
Yeah.
And, you can trust people, but, at the end of the day, things happen.
Like what Nathan was saying, there's evil in our world, and this is a safe place to live, but that doesn't mean evil can't happen here. You should always be vigilant and make sure that you're taking care of your loved ones and yourself, and meeting strangers that you've met online at any aspect is dangerous in itself when you don't know who they are. So we just advise people to be very cautious on people you don't know, regardless of what you're meeting them for.
We appreciate everybody coming out. I know that there's a lot of questions that everybody has, and hopefully there'll be more information to share in the near future. But feel free to ask questions at a later date. If we do get more information that we can share, certainly we will. But thank you for coming out.